This is the essential kit for starting in corporate videography. Okay, so first of all, you're gonna need a camera. My recommendation is a camera that can shoot 4K, not because the client will really often ask for 4K, but actually because that ability to crop in gives you some license to change things in the edit. And it's really handy for things like events. If you go to an event, even with a big zoom lens, you're often miles from a stage. I've had this problem many times. If you can then crop in, you can get a much tighter shot at 1080p. No, it's not that necessary if your client is only asking for 1080p and you only have a 1080p camera. You can definitely get by with it, but if you have the option, I recommend a 4K camera. Another element you want to think about is whether you're going to shoot stills or not. I am a still shooter as well. I've done a lot of photography as part of jobs for clients, for my full-time job when I was shooting pre-COVID. I'd highly recommend a camera to do stills as well. I have a Panasonic GH5 II. It does everything really well. If you're just on video, Blackmagic pocket camera, beautiful images, big lovely screen. Watch out for the battery life. I've done another video about that where you can find a little bit more about why I moved away from that camera system. Every camera has its limitations, everything has its drawbacks, everything has its positives. So just find something that works for you. 4K is useful, just a camera that can shoot what you need to shoot. And no client is ever sitting there wondering what kind of camera you use. So focus on what you need it for. Focus on what value it brings you and all the things it does well, and make your decision based on that. The second thing you definitely need if you're getting into corporate videography is a microphone setup. Now, you don't need a lot of microphones, different options. You very rarely do anything but use a lav mic. 2 of them is ideal because then you can do interviews and things like that, especially if you have 2 cameras. But first getting started, a camera and 1 mic should do a lot of setups, a lot of scenarios. You can do a whole documentary with just that. I've done that and it works pretty well. You just stick the lav mic on someone and let them talk. You can get something with XLR inputs, whether that's an attachment for your camera, a camera like a Canon C series with those built in, or the Blackmagic Pocket camera has mini XLR. You can also pick up a Zoom recorder like a Zoom H6 or something like that you can plug your XLR mics into. But what I've done, and I'm recording right now on it, is I've got my Sennheiser lav mic, and it actually has a 3.5mm output that goes into the camera, and it sounds not quite as good. It's got some hiss, it's got some background noise. But again, like with a little noise reduction in your software, client's never gonna know the difference, especially if you've got music lying under the track. And you should probably do that in most videos. The next thing that you definitely absolutely need to do to be a corporate videographer is you need lights. You absolutely need a 3-point lighting setup. So what I've got now is key light here, fill light here, and over behind me is the backlight or hair light. You need 3 lights. I'm using an Aperture P60 setup. You do not have to spend that much money. New Air lights will do you probably mostly just as well. Again, it's really client's never gonna notice. They're not gonna be as good, they're not gonna be as sturdy, they're not gonna be as easy to transport, but I promise you, just a set of lights will make everything you do look so much better than anyone who doesn't have a set of lights. No matter how much someone says, yeah, I like natural lighting, corporates want this. They want the person to be really clear and defined against the background. That's what they're looking for, nice and simple. Those are the 3 most important pieces of gear you need. So what else do you need to make sure you're getting the right start in corporate videography? The last and most important element is you need to be a business person. So dress the part, look the part. I am wearing like a chill sweatshirt today. If I was going for a corporate client, I'd be wearing a shirt, like a button-down shirt, maybe a jumper over it, maybe a blazer. Look the part. I mean, you don't have to dress up a lot, but if you're going to say a black tie event, at least wear your suit and tie. You don't have to wear the bow tie if you don't have it, but you got to look the part. You got to walk into these scenarios and blend in. You don't want to stand out. The last thing you want to do is stand out with a corporate client. That's the kind of thing they're going to remember. You want your work to stand out. You don't want you to stand out. You want your personality to shine, not your shoes, So nice and simple, keep it professional, and you'll have a good time with corporate clients. Remember, you're dealing with people who are in a business environment, so make sure you act and dress the part appropriately so that you blend in. I hope that was helpful to you if you're starting off your journey in freelancing or you're kind of moving along through it like I was many years ago. I made a lot of mistakes and I'm going to kind of go through them on this channel in a bit of detail. I'll talk about some of the things that I learned along the way and hopefully they help you. If they do, drop me a subscribe, leave a comment, let me know, and hopefully I'll see you for the next video.